Hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining me again. So getting back into the story. Cafe wasn't the only thing I was doing at the time. We were also getting inventory and stock in because we were opened and we had a few things in, but we weren't full by any nature of the means. Food wise, other than through Kent, I would go to the stores and we had a grab and go section that I would stock in the wall, like candies and just little goodies and sweets you could have. And again, I would literally go to Walmart, buy them for $1.25. I used to buy them online for a while because I was getting a good deal online, but Walmart and Kroger turned out to be the best places to get them. And I'd buy them for like a buck and a half or buck and a quarter and sell them for $2.50, just 50 again because you want 50% markup on everything, even the treats. But it was a good revenue stream for the store. It was making money. It was selling. The kids who come in, and $2.59 was like gas station prices. So it wasn't highway robbery, but I mean, it was a little excessive, I guess. And like I said, it doesn't seem excessive now because there's so much money going into it now. Once all the bills are paid, he's not going to reduce the prices. He's only going to raise the prices. So then it'll be excessive. When you look in the future, you realize how excessive it is, especially when you realize, who you're getting it from. But anyways, like the little things that I had to do was still build and get inventory. And what frustrated me was how I didn't have the same respect that employees under me did by being allowed to make mistakes. I had to be perfect. And one of the early examples of it is screws into the front door. We had the U.S. flag hanging out front, but it pulled in every night. Once I followed military rules. We went out when we opened, and it came in at sunset. We put out at 8 a.m., but we don't get there at 8 a.m. So we rolled it up and just hung it sat it by the door next to it. It stood there. So I got 7 screws, drilled them into the door just to hold the flag, and it worked. It worked fine, but the owner was pissed. I mean, he lost his shit on me. I mean, he just snapped to, and he's like, "Don't you ever do anything else like this without asking me before, because this is a brand new door, and you just ruined it by putting these screw holes into it." And it's legit made me feel like I was a dog trying to ruin his business by being an asshole and screwing around when it wasn't. I just had way too many responsibilities on my shoulder, and I answered the question the best I knew how, and it seemed like a very logical answer, and it just seemed absurd to me now how he would break my balls so voraciously over some shit like that when the stuff he let go. Because like I said, when I continue on this story, remember he ripped my asshole for that one, because the stuff he lets go is going to be like, what? But what about, like I said, this is why I say it's discriminatory. And even when he told me it was essentially. But I'll get into that. But like I said, I didn't have that luxury. I had to walk on eggshells around him, because if I made a mistake, he grinded me into the dust about it. And I seldom make a mistake twice, but I ended up making the same mistake twice in this instance. And this was, again, because I was just moving too hot. I was moving too fast. And we were putting everything together. Things were going in. And there was a door. One of the doors to one of the cabinets wouldn't open and close properly. And I had to put new screws in. And I couldn't find new screws. And I found one that was too long, but I didn't think about it. I just put it into the side of it, and it drilled through. I put it in. I was fine. It was done. He later saw it, and I mean, I'm surprised I missed it, but it was going just barely into the new the machine that we had, the food prep machine. It's like it didn't even break the all the way through. It just kind of dented it in. It didn't break anything. It just dented it. It was a good dent, though. And I was lucky for that. But like I said, not really. I'll get into that. But I remember when he saw it, again, ripped me a new asshole. And he told me that I almost destroyed this piece of equipment. And I let that go, but I knew he was lying. I knew he was full of shit. I knew he didn't know what he was talking about, because I have worked in the freaking service industry in restaurants for 3 decades. I have seen those exact machines, and Jesus Christ, it looks like freaking the Warriors got after it, but just beaten to death and destroyed, still functioning, because the hardware that keeps the thing cool is in the back. The screw I put in was barely into it, was into the side, where there was nothing but wall. Even if I punctured it, we could pull the screw out, put some putty in there, close it up, it would have been fine. I've seen things with doors. I'm working in a place now with a door hanging off one of them. So the way he just ripped me apart for those 2 screw incidents, looking at it now, it blows my mind. It's like it was just to hurt me. He had the opportunity to hurt me, and he took it. And like I said, when I tell you this other stuff, explain to me how, looking back, that's not what I'm seeing. But again, this is like, it frustrated me because I did care and other employees didn't. But again, this time, we didn't have any other employees. It was just me and him. And that's why I was making mistakes, because on the front side, I was doing yeah, he helped here and there too, but I did the vast majority of it. And like I said, if he didn't know what the answer was, his response to me was always the same. You're the manager, you need to figure it out. And I would. But if I didn't know, I knew I had to go to him, because if I didn't go to him, the screw incident would happen. I would put something in the wrong place that would piss him off, and he would lose his shit over it. But like I said, it's just kind of one of the things I had to live with, you know? So we kept on pushing through, and I kept on learning and evolving, because I didn't have any other choice, you know? This was my life now. It was my livelihood. I mean, I didn't plan on being the manager of a hobby shop, but I kind of found myself there somehow, like my life always turns, you know? I wanted to be a painter. I wanted to relax, but now all this stress was starting to mount up on my shoulders, and I was having to learn how to do it all too. Oh, that's the other thing that happened around this time. Because again, I said we were getting inventory in, and then actually, no, it was a little bit later. The D&D thing happened around this time. I don't know if I talked about that. We had to move the rooms. Or was that the last one? I may have talked about it in the last video. Because remember, the D&D guys came in. They wrapped around a table. Yeah, because that's what caused Jughead, jalapeno cheese. Like I said, sorry about bad storytelling. That's what caused him to be a prick when we were building that room. So yeah, that underway was still going, but still we didn't have the D&D rooms built. There was still the paint studio back there. It was a long way to come because we had to build it all up. But shit, I forgot what I was going to say a minute ago then. Like I said, it's hard to get all these stories in and out of my head because I got a lot going on right now, and it's not the best time. Cafe-wise, we did have a grill. I didn't mention that before because it was a panini press. That didn't work out well at all. There's a lot of things we had to learn because, again, I half-assed knew what I was doing, and he didn't know at all. We were just winging most of it. The grill was very smoky. No matter what I did, I couldn't help but get that thing to stop smoking. So, I mean, it lasted longer than it should have, but eventually that thing got, 86'd. I did like the quesadillas it made. It's just, it was too smoky. It just, there was an open kitchen. I mean, it wasn't even a kitchen. It was just an open kitchen area, cafe. So you couldn't have smoke pouring out of the place. It would pour into the freaking whole retail area and smoke the place out. And it happened several times. But again, it was learning how to heat and eat properly. I'm going to cut off there because I feel like I kind of got sidetracked talking about when we get my memory mixed up about the when the D&D group came in. That was earlier during Jalapeno Jesus days. But anyways, I'm going to cut off there and I'll start a new video and sort myself out a little better. Thank you for your time. Like I said, it's been a rough go for me the last couple days. A lot of stuff's coming in and hard to juggle. But as always, I appreciate your time. I know it's valuable. Thank you for sharing it with me, and I hope you have a great day.